Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show where we dive deep into the most intriguing and thought-provoking topics of our time. I'm BrightLearn, and today we're exploring a subject that is as terrifying as it is fascinating: nuclear war. Our source is the gripping book, Nuclear War: A Scenario, by Annie Jacobsen. This isn't just a book, it's a chillingly detailed account of what could happen if the unthinkable occurs. So buckle up, because we're about to take a journey through a scenario that could change the world as we know it. Let's start with the prologue, aptly titled, Hell on Earth. Jacobsen paints a vivid picture of what would happen if a 1-megaton thermonuclear bomb detonated over Washington, D.C. The devastation would be unimaginable. The Pentagon, with its 6.5 million square feet of office space and 27,000 employees, would be obliterated in an instant. The fireball, reaching temperatures of 180 million degrees Fahrenheit, or 4 or 5 times hotter than the center of the sun, would incinerate or outright vaporize everything within its reach. To help us understand the destructive capacity of a nuclear detonation over the nation's capital, Jacobsen draws on exclusive interviews with experts from various fields, including nuclear weapons designers, former defense secretaries, and emergency management specialists. These insiders reveal the horrifying realities of a nuclear attack, from the initial blast to the subsequent firestorm that consumes everything in its path. Now, let's talk about the buildup. Jacobsen takes us back to the early 1950s, when the U.S. government began preparing for the possibility of nuclear war. The Pentagon, aware that it would be a top target, developed protocols to keep the government functioning after a catastrophic attack. But here's the kicker. The plans for general nuclear war are among the most classified secrets held by the U.S. government. Jacobsen teeters on the edge of what can legally be known, using declassified documents to fill in the terrifying details. One of the most chilling interviews is with General Robert Kaler, the former commander of the United States Strategic Command, who warns, "The world could end in the next couple of hours." This isn't hyperbole. It's a stark reality, based on decades of planning and preparation. The book is divided into 5 parts, each detailing the unfolding horror of a nuclear exchange. Part 1. The Buildup explores how we got here, tracing the history of nuclear weapons development and the arms race between superpowers. Part 2. The first 24 minutes is a heart-pounding account of the initial strike and its immediate aftermath. Jacobsen describes the destruction of the Pentagon and the surrounding area, including the obliteration of iconic landmarks like the Lincoln and Jefferson Memorials and the Arlington National Cemetery. But it doesn't stop there. Part 3. The next 24 minutes delves into the escalating chaos as the U.S. responds to the attack. Jacobsen reveals the existence of the Single Integrated Operational Plan, a top-secret plan for a preemptive nuclear strike against the Soviet Union. This plan, had it been activated during the Cold War, would have resulted in the deaths of over 500 million people in a matter of hours. The interviews with military officials and defense scientists reveal the gruesome math behind these plans, with estimates of casualties and the devastating effects of nuclear fallout. Jacobsen also introduces us to the concept of dead when found, a term used by civil defense experts to describe the victims of a nuclear blast. These are the people who, despite surviving the initial explosion, will succumb to radiation poisoning or burns in the hours and days that follow. In Part 4, titled The Next and Final 24 Minutes, Jacobsen takes us to the brink of Armageddon. The U.S. launches a counterattack, and the world descends into chaos. The interviews with experts like Dr. Richard Garwin, the architect of the first thermonuclear bomb, and Dr. Theodore Postel, a missile technology expert, provide a terrifying glimpse into the capabilities of modern nuclear weapons. They discuss the concept of launch on warning, a policy that dictates the U.S. will launch its nuclear weapons once its early warning systems detect an impending attack. Finally, in Part 5, The Next 24 Months and Beyond, Jacobsen explores the aftermath of a nuclear exchange. She describes the onset of nuclear winter, a period of extreme cold and darkness caused by the soot and debris blocking out the sun. The environmental consequences are catastrophic, with global temperatures plummeting and agriculture collapsing. The interviews with climatologists and environmental scientists reveal the long-term effects of nuclear war, painting a picture of a world unrecognizable to those of us living today. As we conclude this episode, I want to leave you with a quote from the book that has stayed with me. The nuclear-armed ICBM threatens us with annihilation. This is not just a warning, it's a reality check. Jacobsen's book is a stark reminder of the dangers we face and the urgent need for nuclear disarmament. As she writes, "The survival of the human species hangs in the balance." Thank you for joining me on this sobering journey. If you haven't read Nuclear War: A Scenario, I highly recommend it. It's a powerful and necessary read for anyone concerned about the future of our world. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes on topics that matter. Until next time, I'm BrightLearn, telling you to stay curious and stay informed.
This has been a BrightLearn video from brightlearn.ai on the book Nuclear War: A Scenario by Annie Jacobsen. Visit brightlearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.